Even from across the hall, Laynah could see Sir Waldorf's ruddy face and wine-stained waistcoat, and the thought of his large fortune, combined with his even larger codpiece, did nothing to increase her attraction to him. Would it be rude to pretend that she hadn't noticed him? "Excuse me," she muttered to the Huskars, rising hastily from the table. Trying not to trip on her gown, she began to skirt the edges of the ballroom. A quick glance backwards showed her mother pushing on Sir Waldorf's back insistently, and the encouraged man continued to walk unsteadily in her direction. "No," Laynah moaned internally, her heart beating faster. Rude or not, she was determined to avoid any more conversations that could expose her to ridicule. The altercation with Quinn had already provided enough fuel for the gossip mongers. "I need air." The room felt hot and suffocating. She weaved through the crowd, smiling politely at people she recognized, but not slowing. Each time she glanced back, she would see the red face and grey mop of hair pursuing her. In her haste, she accidentally cut across the dance floor and had to apologize to more than one dancing couple as she pushed past. The balcony doors loomed in sight, but as she hurried towards them, she nearly collided with Jester. She didn't recognize him at first. He was facing away, and only a luxurious cape of midnight blue was visible, so dark that it was almost black. When he turned, the gold embroidery of his red doublet and matching mask twinkled in the light of the chandelier above. A slow smile grew on his face. "All alone, sweet thing? What are you doing here?" she snapped, darting a glance behind her. My, there's no need to be so rude. You, my dear, are addressing the king's new court jester." "What?" "Your eloquence is unmatched, my dear. Alas, I'll be travelling with the king and his court tomorrow, but do not worry, sweet lady. I'll be back before you know it. Perhaps the weeks of summers will give you time to think of a clever retort." "I don't have time for this," she muttered as Sir Waldorf came into view, ushered by her mother. It was all Laynah could do not to cover her face. The jester followed her gaze and seemed to comprehend the situation, because his tone changed, becoming more masculine and less exaggerated. Need rescuing?" "No," she said, even as she remained rooted to the spot, Sir Waldorf now close enough that he gave her a small smile on approach. "Are you sure?" prompted Jester. "Perhaps you could avoid your suitor by being otherwise engaged." He extended his hand, and it took Laynah a moment to realize that he was asking her to dance. She hesitated as the red face of Sir Waldorf appeared in her peripheral vision. Unless his habits had changed, he'd no doubt been on the ale since breakfast. She bit her lip. Considering the jester before her, who, together with his resplendent costume, mask, and makeup, was as intimidating as he was strange. What would be worse, being subjected to Sir Waldorf's advances, or being seen dancing with the court fool? As if reading her mind, the jester said, "Dancing with me could be the lesser of two evils, the devil that you know, so to speak." "Fine," she said. Just as Sir Waldorf reached them, she placed her hand in his. No sooner had she done so than the jester whisked her away, twirling her onto the dance floor. As she came to a stop in his arms, breathless, she caught a glimpse of Sir Waldorf standing, dumbfounded, swaying slightly as he stared at the spot where she had been a moment ago, as if confused about where she had gone. Her heart skipped a beat as the jester pulled her deeper amongst the dancing couples. She did her best to keep up, relieved that Sir Waldorf was now a distant face in the crowd. She was safe. For now. "Not the suitor you were hoping for?" Jester asked, pulling her closer.